6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes. We've got a new guest tonight. We need new voices. We need people to come on and talk. This is what this channel is for. It's not for me. It's not for the people who run it and not for people who own it. It's for charity and it's for people to have a voice. So I'm pleased to have Sparky back on as well. Hopefully his signal's better this time. We'll soon find out. If not, I'll be kicking his ass as far as I can. And we've got Mo, who's going to be the new voice tonight, which I'm really looking forward to having him on. It's going to be good. We're all going to be talking about Isak tonight pretty much, and there's a little bit of news that's been in the media recently that I'm very excited about, so we're going to discuss that as well. But the usual stuff: share, subscribe, it's free. You can donate using the bottom right-hand corner. You can become a member if you want to. We do have raffle tickets selling all the way up until the 4th of August. The new prize, unfortunately, I'm absolutely devastated by this, by the way. Peter Beardsley can't make the charity event. So he has decided in his place that he will be doing another prize. And the prize is a meet and greet with Peter Beardsley to get a signed top off him personally. So you can ask him some questions, have a photograph taken with him, and you'll also get a signed Newcastle top from him. So I think that's an amazing prize. I just wish he was available for the day. It's such a shame, but that's what he's putting in its place, which is absolutely unbelievable as well at the same time. So get your tickets while you can. There's now 7 amazing prizes in that raffle now. And of course, be respectful. Everyone has an opinion. Sometimes opinions are like arseholes. We've all got one, but we all like to listen to them and discuss them. You can tell I'm on one tonight, can't you? It's been a fun day today trying to wind up the Liverpool fans again. Evening, Emily, Roger, Gary, the usual lot. Let's bring Sparky in and see what the signal's like.
Hello. Good evening. Cheers for having us back on the show there, Baz. How we doing, mate?
Thanks for coming on. Very last moment.
Yes, no worries. Honestly, I nothing better than giving me time to you, mate, because obviously I just love everything that you do for not just this channel, but like the community, and you give back and all that, and it's just meant what you do, mate. So happy days, man.
He's such a kiss ass, isn't he, guys? Let's bring Mo in.
It's all about that Geordie, mate. It's all about the Geordiness, mate. You know what I mean? Up the marks.
Definitely.
The marks are massive.
I love it. Welcome, Mo. How are we doing?
Spot on, mate. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for replying. This is M on X, by the way. He's obviously new to X because he doesn't have many followers, so go and follow him.
Spot on, will do, mate. Will do, definitely.
You should have put your Twitter handle as your name and people could have found you really easily. You just need to update your profile a little bit so people can see you.
I'll get there. You
will. Everyone does. Again, you've got to be careful with Twitter, though, because it can be an absolute nightmare. Right. Alexander Isak, the hottest topic going. Where do you want to start? First of all, for me, Liverpool finally made a bid today. Now, I've been saying to all the Liverpool fans, put up or shut up. It's as simple as that. They keep saying, take the money, release Isak, release him from his nightmare and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, well, make a bid. Bid the money that we want, and then you can have him. And Newcastle have been very clear on that. If you bid 150 million, what he's worth, we won't stand in his way, because that is a hell of a lot of money. And it helps us pay on apparently the 10% sell-on fee that Real Sociedad have. We also still owe them 32 million, is what I've heard. So we're already losing. I think it's 10% on everything above 17 million. So that would be 10% on 80 million, won't it? So there's 8 million gone, plus the 32 we owe them. So there's 40 million of 150 already gone. So then we're left with 110. Now Liverpool have only offered 110. And it's just like 60. No, someone said 60, 60 and 10. Someone said 100. Someone said 110. Someone said 130 plus 10. I think that was Fabrizio Romano. Nobody seems to know what's going on, but the great news is, and I think it's great news personally, our owners have just said point blank, no, he's not for sale. So Mo, what are your thoughts on Liverpool's tactics and how they basically unsettled our player?
It's disgusting, I think, personally. It's like the tactics that Ferguson had back in the 90s, in a way. I think he did something quite similar where he'd go up to players and try and unsettle them that way. But the way Liverpool have gone with this one, it's just on another level. We're not expected to keep Wissa, and that's the thing with it. I think if he was to go next year, that would be fine. He's probably gone about it the wrong way as well, but I think there's a lot going on in the background as well. And this is the issue. We don't know what's going on. We're getting fed all this stuff from the media. You've got all these journalists coming on Twitter, for example, social media saying this, saying that. He's training alone in where is he at Real Sociedad, his old club, and we just don't know what's going on. But me personally, I mean, I'd love to keep him for another year. We've got no other option, really, have we? And this is the problem with if we had got Ekatike in the first place, brilliant. Then it wouldn't have been much of a loss because you can see him being a similar player to Isak. Yes. But the issue that we've got now is we're looking at players like Wissa, who we want to kind of. He's like in it for me personally. He's someone that we're replacing Wilson for.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, he's not someone that we're going to be replacing Isak for.
No,
and
definitely
the likes of Ollie Watkins as well. It's a risk, I mean, yeah, he's a good goal scorer and stuff, but can he do what Isak can do? I don't know. And this is a thing. So, it's what it's been like, Baz. I think it's been the past ever since the window's open. It's been like this, that. This has been said. This has been done. We just don't know what's going on. But I'd love him to stay another year. If it is a case that he kind of organise something in terms of his contract, brilliant. Stay another year. He would go away with my blessing next year if that was the case.
Yeah. I'm going to come back to this. I've started it, so we will come back to this question because it is. I was going to ask the question anyway. But Sparky, your thoughts on how Liverpool have unsettled a player by you? I personally think they've been using the media. They paid Fabrizio and who's that other one? I forget his name. But two of the main big ones on Twitter, they've just been like every day tweeting, he's at Liverpool, ready to do this, ready to do that. And then they've done nothing until today.
Yeah. So, I mean, look in the modern day football, it's just happening all the time. It's been happening all the time. It'll be the agent in the background as well. That they're going to be getting their commissions from it. It's been happening since, for example, I'm going to go all the way back since Roman Abramovich took over Chelsea. And then you could see it happening with like the likes of Man City. When that happened, the contracts come in, the agents have the way. And then the players are like twisted towards like sniffing about and stuff like that. But like the way that the media's went on, it's absolutely disgraceful. If that was Newcastle United that's getting singled out because we're up here in the North East in our own little Geordie bubble, the thing that they can just like try and take the best players when we're building. At the end of the day, Alexander Isak is contracted under Newcastle United. For me, I think he's still got a good bond with some of the lads in the camp. Look at Langai, plays on international duty with him and stuff like that. However, behind closed doors, he has been burgled a couple of times. He hasn't had the best time on Tyneside.
Oh, wait a minute. He's moving to Liverpool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to be going to Cheshire, where the crime rate's twice as high, mate. But you know what it is? I hope that Eddie Howe, he does what Eddie Howe does. He gets him, puts that arm around him, has a worm saying, yeah, gives one more season. We've got Champions League. We're defending the Carabao Cup. We're bringing in a couple of signings. We're improving at the back by bringing in Ramsdale. Good, better with his feet than Pope, in my personal opinion. And I just like we'll see what happens. That's like, I don't know. Yeah, like, that's the thing with being a Newcastle fan. It's like a tuned roller coaster, you know. There's down, there's the loops, you know. There's I'll tell you what. One thing about being a Newcastle United fan, it keeps you on my toes. It keeps you on my toes, like 100%.
It absolutely does. Ben Jacobs was one of the other guys that said there's also somebody else, and I had his Orenstein. He's the other one.
Yeah.
He was a big one on Twitter that was just literally every day pelting Newcastle with Isak to Liverpool. So all the mainstream media have been saying the bid is 110 million. The only person saying it's 120 million plus add-ons is Fabrizio Romano. Now we all know Fabrizio gets paid by Liverpool to spread Liverpool propaganda, as he's tweeted about every 3 hours. It just makes sense, doesn't it? Here's Ben Jacobs. More on Alexander Isak. Liverpool saying no second bid plan as it stands. Bid was 110 million fixed with no add-ons. Personal terms with Isak not a problem. Liverpool bid with optimism this morning, but Newcastle's response was quick and strong. Another bid is not currently in the works, which is great news. And this is why I think some of the most ruthless business people in the world are the Saudis. If the rumours of Yasser getting personally involved in Isak saga are true, he isn't going anywhere unless it's on Newcastle United's terms. Now, I love that from our owner, that he's finally woken up to the shit show, let's face it. And I don't really like swearing too much on here, but it has been a shit show in the backroom staff. It's been absolutely terrible. So he's had to have hands on now. And he's literally just said, Isak, sort your head out, go to Spain, warm weather training, get away from all of the news in the UK and all that sort of stuff. Come back fresh. I think he's due back Monday or Tuesday. Get yourself ready for either the Espanyol game or the Atletico Madrid game. This, to me, is our owners finally waking up and saying, you know, something's going on in the background. We've been poor for a year when it comes to signings and everything that's been going on. So are you happy now? Are you happy, Sparky, with the way the club's now sort of dealing with it?
Well, to be totally honest, like, we have been quiet for the last 3 windows, as everybody knows. And that just, to be totally honest, Baz, it just goes back to the last show that me and you were talking about with, like, the Amanda Staveley, should we bring them back and stuff like that. We had, like, a really, really in-depth conversation. Like, the transfer business hasn't been the same since the departure, and there's been, like, as you were saying, a proper shit show with Cashwaft and stuff like that, and then obviously the Phil Mitchell saga, and then obviously looking for the replacements, like where you look for like elite signings and stuff like that, and like I don't know, like, but I am optimistic. The future is bright. The future is black and white, as I say on a regular basis. And like,
all I think about is the future's bright, the future's orange every time you say that.
Yeah, it is, mate. And that is, but it catches on. It does catch on. But you know what it is like. At the end of the day, football, Newcastle United is like no one shirt is bigger than the club at the end of the day. So,
exactly.
But I'm just looking out there in the market at the minute, like, you know, it's just so much patter going on with the media. Like, someone's gone in for this one and that one's gone in for that one, and everyone's hijacking the Newcastle deals, and you're just like, you're just like, yeah, I've switched off from it, to be totally honest, like, because it's been driving us up the wall. I mean, I'm glad that I'm on here to ventilate about the whole situation and get me word out there, but like, honestly, just like reading it, it's just like BS after BS, and you're just like, yeah, they've not got something else to talk about, like, you know what I mean? Instead of just like causing more friction in the Newcastle camp when we've got like a really mega campaign to be grilling. Like, obviously the season's kicking off in a couple of weeks, you know what I mean? It's going to be
2 weeks away.
Yeah,
2 weeks away on
that's what I'm
Saturday.
saying. Blink and it'll be here, mate, honestly.
Mental. But we've seen this before more from Liverpool. They did this back in 2017, I think it was, if my dates are correct. And they did it with Virgil van Dijk with Southampton.
Yeah.
They literally, you know, put the media out there. Oh, we want Van Dijk. We're doing this. We're doing that. Unsettled the player. Then they made one low bid for him, got rejected, and then they bided the time, and the price came down, and then they got their man. Are we worried that could happen to us?
I think that goes back to he's got a 3-year contract, hasn't he? So
We've got 3 years left, yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we're in control here. It's not Liverpool. They've been given a price 150. You may match it. You can take them. It's as simple as that. I don't know, because will they be in the agent's ear saying, right, get to put a transfer request in now? I don't know. It's one of them situations where we don't know what's going through the player's mind. There was talk about like a contract that he got offered before when Amanda Staveley was there, but then Paul Mitchell came in and kind of like took that off the table and stuff. So is there stuff going on in the background? We don't know. Is it a case that, like, you know what I mean? Has he kind of been let down himself? We don't know. But I think Liverpool, I think they will put another bid in, but are they going to play the tactics that they've been playing already? Yeah. Probably, yeah.
This is true. So moving on a little bit, he's obviously due back Monday or Tuesday. Yeah. Does he show up, Sparky?
Well, here we go again. So this is like my personal opinion. You never know what's happening behind closed doors. Like, my personal opinion, if he has been nursing that thigh injury, just say he has it. And you know what it is? As I say, no one actually knows. So let's just say that he is nursing that thigh injury. While the squad is away over in Asia, I personally believe that the club will went, yeah, go and train abroad. It's fucking pissing doing. At the end of the day, up in Newcastle, it's absolutely rotten up here at the moment in time. So, like, to go and get warm weather training, get your fitness up, come back, make even a cameo appearance in the Cellar Cup just to get some minutes under your belt and get ready for the Premier League and get ready to defend the Carabao Cup and get ready for the Champions League that we've got coming up. And as I say, we've got a really exciting time to... Obviously, Lewis Hall looks like he's coming back into fitness as well. So we're going to get a bit of like stability at the back again. So I'm really excited for season getting kicked off.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to just put this back up because this is a great point. It's all about respect and honour with the Saudis, and they were saying Liverpool is disrespectful. That's why City owners never bought Newcastle, because Mike Ashley disrespected them. I remember that, and I remember he was an absolute knob, and that's why we saw Man City get bought out, and look where they are now. And it could have been us, but again, it still could be us, couldn't it, with our new owners? This moves on nicely to this question: how are we going to deal with a player who doesn't want to stay? Now, we've got a bit of a problem. I personally think we've got a bit of a problem because this turned up outside the training ground. Isak is a pure rat. A lot of people think that was a Liverpool fan putting that on there to try and wind up Newcastle fans up and also to show Isak that we're a bunch of idiots. I would like to think Newcastle fans wouldn't do that. I mean, I just think it's disrespectful, and I don't think that's the right way to react. It's like watching them burn trench shirts, you know, and us putting a sign up outside our training ground saying that is ridiculous. So it was nice to see this one circling around.
Yeah, that's what I'll go for, mate.
Yeah, exactly. So, but how do we deal with Isak? I mean, as a club, not as fans, obviously. I mean, as fans, we're obviously going to, well, again, our fans going to welcome him back more. We'll start with that one.
It's a tough one, I think, because with everything that's kind of gone on in the background, nobody's really come out and said anything. I think people, it goes back to that point, we don't know what's going on in the background. As he had a conversation with the owners, like you mentioned, has turned around and said, right, get yourself away, get your training team, whatever you need to do in Spain. Eddie Howe, yeah, he's aware of the situation, but again, he's in Asia, do you know what I mean? And he's like, he's got to concentrate the squad there. How much time is he going to be able to give him? I'm hopeful that he's back on Monday. Training's back on Monday. I mean, personally, I would welcome him with open arms, because from what these are just all hearsay, the rumours. We don't know what's true, and this is the thing. We won't know until somebody actually speaks, whether it's Isak, whether it's the owner, and then go from there. But I mean, that sign there about him being a rat, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Liverpool fan because...
Or a Mackham. Someone
Or
pointed that out as well.
Mackham, yeah. But, you know, I mean, when Geordies would do wear with heart and with sleeves. And I think it's one of them situations where we've kind of thought, right, Isak's going to be the one for us. He's going to be our number 9 for years to come. But, you know, it's come as a bit of a shock, you know, and I think it's one of them situations where we'll just have to wait and see. I'm hopeful, like, if he does come back and start playing for us, that, you know what I mean, he doesn't get the booze that... Yeah, it's not the right thing, I suppose, but no. I don't know. Yeah.
It is a tough one. I mean, if he comes back as a Liverpool player and he's playing at St James's Park the second game of the season, that stadium has to be a cauldron. If he's playing for us, we have to be 110% behind him, regardless of what's happened. I know it's hard, but you've got to forgive and forget sometimes. Spocker, do you feel sorry for Isak a little bit? Because it does seem to be his agents who have pushed this. Liverpool have just not lived up to the expectations of what his agent was expecting potentially. And he's been left to hang out and dry, but he hasn't done it in the right way, or looks like from a distance, he hasn't done it the right way. For all we know, he's doing warm weather training to get over his injury, and he's been told to do this by the club. So do you feel a bit sorry for him that he's been hung out to dry from both sides, really? Because shouldn't the club come out and said, he's not AWOL, we've told him to go to Spain, we've told him to get his head right, and we've told him to get over his injury?
Yeah, I mean, to be totally honest, there should be something said. Like, I'm just dreaming. Honestly, I'm just dreaming. It's like a proper shithousery by like Mad Dog Tyndall and Eddie Howe about like, just to absolutely have Liverpool's lives and stuff like that. But like, as I say, man, for me, I would definitely welcome Isak back with open arms. He's absolutely dangerous up front. There's no one like him out there in the world at the minute, in all fairness, from what he's been producing. Obviously, he does have them injuries, though, which obviously sets him back a little bit. But form Alexander Isak, you would definitely have him in your team. And as I say, it's like, but you know, it is just that these players that we're getting linked with, really, as well. Like, you're just excited to see what's happening with the club, because obviously we definitely need Wilson's replacement. That still needs to happen. We need ideally Sean Longstaff's replacement. Like, now that we've just invested in another keeper, like.
Well, but Ramsdale's probably a good signing. I'm not a massive fan of it, but I can see why we've done it.
However, he did have a poor season, obviously, in a really bad Southampton side. So hopefully his confidence hasn't been done too badly by that season that he had last season. Like, but yeah, I mean, obviously, in regards to the whole Alexander Isak thing, what I would actually do if he did come back on the Monday, I would definitely do what Eddie Howe does best. Obviously, he's got his leaders in the dressing room. He's got his mentality herd, his positivity coaches and stuff like that, like the Jacob Murphys. He gets his role leader, but I would definitely have him in there with Elanga. I would have him in there with Kieran Trippier. I would have him in there with Bruno with a shoulder around him, just seeing how we're made, get focused, to get in the game. Just have a fire season this season, and you'll be away. You can go and live your dream. Like, just give him one more season in the Champions League, perform on the pitch one more season, and then we can open the door for you. That's what I hope Eddie Howe can make happen. Like, if fair.
I mean, I've always been quite honest and truthful about Isak, and I've always said, and people didn't agree with me at the time, but they probably do now, is that I reckon this was his last season coming up. I wasn't expecting him to leave this summer. I wasn't expecting all this crap. I think Liverpool have unsettled him now because they realise when it comes to next summer, there are a lot more suitors who will be interested in Isak, because his price will be a little bit lower. It won't be 150 million because there'll only be 2 years left on his contract. And then I think he'll want out. And the reason why is you'll have Barcelona after him. You'll have PSG after him. You'll have Bayern Munich after him. You know, there's a chance that Chelsea might want another player again. Liverpool obviously will be interested at that point. Do you know what I mean? So there's more competition for Liverpool next summer than there is right now, because Barcelona can't afford him. They've got Lewandowski. Bayern Munich have got Harry Kane. PSG are flying. They've got a great front three at the moment, but an Isak would add to that next summer. So I think that's why I always thought give him another year and then let him look at his options. But there's only one option right now. Yes, Kabay did it. He went on strike and he went to PSG. It was heartbreaking. But that was my thought. And I just think his agent is greedy. I think all football agents are, though, aren't they? And he's tried to unsettle him and turn his head, a bit like the Gordon agent did when we were potentially selling him to Liverpool. He was promised a move by his agent and it didn't materialise, and that's why he had a poor start to the season. Cricketers report the club and not deny that Isak went to Spain without permission. Have they?
Oh, yeah, I think I did actually see something.
Because all I've seen on Twitter is that they've not admitted he's gone AWOL. So I don't know. There we go. So that's new to me. That's the first time I've read that. Mind you, I'm not a massive Craig Hope fan, to be completely honest with you. I think he's no hope and causes a lot of trouble. Rightly so, Simon Jordan put him in his place. Well, I thought Simon Jordan put him in his place, but other people think it was different. Yeah, he has burnt a lot of bridges, but it's a tough one, isn't it? Have Liverpool walked away from the deal? It depends who you believe. Now, this is where the problem is. Sky Sports is saying a second bid is being readied to be submitted to Newcastle. But then you've got Ben Jacobs saying Liverpool will not bid again. So who do you believe? This is the problem we've got, because nobody really knows anything, do they? Yeah. And that shows to me that nobody knows anything. Yeah. I personally don't think we should ever deal with Liverpool, to be completely honest with you. The way that they've treated our football club and the way they've messed us about. I mean, I don't. I've got a lot of Liverpool fans in my family. That's a problem. According to Crick, his agent is a Serb. Would be interesting to know more about this guy's track record. Yeah, I agree with that. Hey, Gary. Everything's just jumped a little bit. They will bid again. But again, Roger, it all depends who you believe. Why would he train and recover from injury when he's nearly at the staff physios in Asia? Because that's why he went to Spain. Warm weather training with his own team members. That's why he didn't fly for 12 hours. He flew for 2.5 hours. There's a big difference in that. So it's a tough one. It's a tough. I mean, obviously, again, it all depends on who's right and who's wrong. I totally agree. Liverpool want Isak now because he gives the two in the summer, then abroad comfort. Exactly. Bullying Newcastle, absolutely bad. Premier League need to stop them. Yeah. People forget when Gerrard wanted to go to Chelsea, his house was smashed up and his family had death threats. There you go. You see, why would you want to go to Liverpool? What's your live stream from last night, this morning, and your throat sounds a lot better? It is, thank you. I'm finally almost over that 7-week hell that I had with COVID and chest infections and everything. And last night was mental. Went on for an hour and 45 minutes. I was wrecked after it, to be fair. What have Liverpool done wrong? It's criminal to ask for players now. What have you done wrong? It's isn't it obvious? You haven't made a bid for them. You've wound up the Newcastle fans for the last 2 weeks saying that you were going to do this, going to do that. You've turned his head by paying Fabrizio Romano and Orenstein and all them lot to keep tweeting about it every 3 hours, every day for a week. It's honestly, they just don't get it, do they? He did the exact same thing with Virgil van Dijk. But there you go.
Yeah, but also as well, if you think back to the Carabao Cup final there, sorry for cutting in there, mate.
No, it's fine. Go for it.
Obviously, there was a good video circulating around where, we had just won the Carabao Cup and Virgil van Dijk was in Isaac's yards. What was getting said then, you know what I mean? It's just...
You're the only striker who can beat me.
That's it, because he that game, to be fair. He should have had to.
Well, he definitely should have had to. So this brings me on to the next little section and probably the last little bit, unless something pops up in the chat. But it's funny you should mention her name. What Amanda was really good at was selling the project to new players. Now, I did put a tweet out earlier today, and I said, don't shoot the messenger. Don't get excited. But I'm getting excited. I'm really excited. We got a message in our group, and apparently other people have heard this as well, that Amanda's been offered a job back at Newcastle. Now, would you welcome her back more with open arms?
Makes sense. When her and Merdad were actually here, the communication between the club and the fans, it was through them too. There was always some sort of communication. I'd love her back. Honestly, I think she's great. She's one of those people like she gets the fans and she also gets the players as well. So I'm all for it if that was the case and it's possible. Brilliant, you know.
Sorry, I've got to go back to this. Apparently, we're doing the same to Wissa. Absolutely wrong.
Well, not no.
We bid 26 million for Wissa, which was what Wissa was told he was allowed to leave for if a Champions League club came in for him. We did that. They rejected that offer. We then bid 30 million for him. That was rejected. We haven't told the player to go on strike. I don't like it that he's done that, by the way. I hate that. Because I know what it's like, because we've seen it with Kabay. We're now potentially seeing it with Isak. But we've done everything above board with Brentford. And Brentford know this, and that's why Brentford haven't complained about Newcastle, because we put the bids in. It's their player who's kicking up a fuss because he was told he would be allowed to leave if the right bid came in. You guys have only made a bid today. There's the difference. You've been tapping them up for weeks to only low ball an offer that was never going to get accepted. It's ridiculous. We told you to take Ekiteke. No, well, we said you have him and we'll keep Isak, but yet you're still trying to. Oh God, honestly, there's no talking to them. Did you tell the club you wanted to do? See, I haven't heard this, and I haven't seen anyone with any credibility say that this is true. Get her in, bring her back. Exactly. Let's get back onto Amanda because that's more important. Sparky, are you happy if this news is right that Amanda and Merdad could potentially be back at Newcastle United?
Oh, I'll be getting the open top bus for them out. I'm telling you, I'll be getting the open top bus for them coming back. It'll be like a Kevin Keegan 2.0 story, you know, like obviously the legends return, but not just that, just like what they've done for Newcastle United women as well. They've just, they are where they're at because of Amanda. She is the lady that, she is the Queen of Newcastle. Let her come back to her church.
I thought she was incredible, and that's why I want her back. And I know a lot of people say it was her fault for the mess that we're in. We had to sell Anderson, we had to sell Minter. Look, she made a decision. She wanted Anthony Gordon at the football club. That deal put us over the PSR boundaries. But looking at it, and the question to you, Mo, is, knowing that we lost those two players, but we got Gordon, which way around would you have preferred it? Would you prefer us not to have signed Gordon when we signed him, able to keep those two players? Or are you happy that we've signed Gordon and then unfortunately had to sacrifice those two players?
It was a bit of a shame because I think more for Anderson than anything, but I think getting Gordon at that time was really important for us. We needed him, and that's what kind of made him, I suppose. He had a good season with us and excelled, really, didn't he? Had a bit of a strop when he first came off the bench and stuff, but other than that, it was a case of like he blended into the team, and I think we kind of needed to do what we needed to do. It was the same situation when we were in the relegation zone. They came in, they had to go for the players then. They had to do it. It was one of them situations, and I think with Gordon, if we hadn't got him at that time, we would have missed out big time. Exactly,
I think so. I think Gordon was a great signing. I know a lot of people weren't happy about it because the 445 million was a lot of money, but they're looking very silly now because he's worth about 80, 90 million, isn't he?
Exactly.
And I actually now respect Gordon a lot more than a lot of people didn't respect him that much, but I respected him. But now he's gone levels above. He nearly got a move to Liverpool, his boyhood club, but he got knocked back. Yes, he had a poor start to the season, but you didn't hear him whinge about it, did you? You didn't see him go on strike. You didn't see him, not training. He sulked a little bit, but you're probably going to. You think you've just lost out on the move that you really wanted. But you've got to give him credit where credit's due, haven't you, Sparky? Because he carried on, he pushed through that, and then he had a great middle part of the season until he got himself sent off.
Yeah, Anthony Gordon, man. Ace is absolute professional. He stayed professional throughout, even when, like, obviously he did go through that little rough patch back, like, when was it, like, last summer, something like that. But the initial sign of Anthony Gordon was crucial, I think, to our season. We were desperate for a left winger. Obviously, we didn't have Harvey Barnes at the time, I don't think. I think Harvey Barnes came in after Gordon, didn't he? If I'm not... Yeah, it was after, yeah. So we were... Yeah, like, it was a perfect fit for the perfect chemistry that was needed to push, to elevate us up. And to risk Anderson and Minter, I was gutted to see Anderson go. I really was, because he's a Whitley Babe lad, just like ourselves, Baz, you know.
He was starting to look good as well. That was
he was starting to look brilliant, and then he's just went to Nottingham Forest, and he's absolutely flourished there. And he's had a cracking under-21 tournament as well with England. So yeah, I think this upcoming season for Elliot is going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I like him. I'm gutted he left. Right, we'll go with that one. So, and Liverpool fan has asked the question: would you let Isak go for 150 million? I've already answered that at the start of the show. You obviously were on it at the start of it, but yes, if Liverpool bid 150 million, Newcastle would let him go, and I would as well, only because of the way that he's acting now. And 150 million is a hell of a lot of money. That changes our whole outlook on how we change our squad, how we can press going forward. But I would only let him go if we have a replacement lined up. Mo?
It goes back to it. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Baz. I think 150 mil, that's the price tag they've got to get. If they want him, that's what they've got to pay. It's as simple as that. Yeah. He's got 3 years left on his contract, so we don't need to move the goalposts in terms of the value that we'll put on him. He's one of the best strikers in the world. So if he's one of them that bad, then pay up 150 mil. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. You'd be happy to let him go. Sorry,
I would. So yes, I mean, for 150 mil, I would. But again, it goes back to that: who can we replace him with? And
you've got to have a replacement first.
Yeah, definitely.
What I would say.
Yeah. If we get a replacement, great. And then yeah, by all means, you know what I mean. We'd get the money in the bank and spend that around the squad as well.
Exactly. Sparky, your thoughts on it?
I will just like what Mo was saying there, but as I say during his speech, I was like, "Nay Klarna, nay Clearpay, we'll get that coin bank transferred in full, mate.
Oh man!
If you want them, get the money transferred in full, mate. Put your money where your mouth is."
Pierre Osserman, to be honest with you, when you look at his stats, they're not great. And he's in Turkey now. Yeah, you're absolutely...
To be honest, like in regards to...
Yeah, go on.
Regards to strikers out there, I mean, like... Really
well, for me,
there's
Samu at Porto, who's had a fabulous season. I mean, he was only bought for 15 million and now they want 80 million for him. Just shows you what happens when you have one good season. But he's only 21. He's only 21 though. Sesko, obviously, but it looks like we might be walking away from him and he looks like he could be going to Man United if they can afford him. He's only 22 and his stats are very, very similar to Isak's. So they're the only two. I mean, Watkins, I get it, but it's a very short-term option. If you want a long-term option and you want to spend a lot of money, Samu or Sesko for me. Some people say Ramos from PSG. I've not seen enough of them personally. Any thoughts, Mo?
Yeah, with Ramos, I'm not sure. I mean, I think there's been a few seasons that his name's been mentioned, though, hasn't there? Every, but it's like these players that. Who was the other one? There was Dybala as well. We were linked with him. You know what I mean? And
I wouldn't.
It's one of these things where, to be honest, I've still got faith in what the recruitment team will do. I mean, they brought Bruno, they got Tonali. Do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking if they find a striker, we might not even know about him. They'll bring him in. Next superstar.
He's another name. Boniface, how I pronounce his name. He's another striker. It's a tough one because you're talking about trying to replace the second best striker in the world, really, aren't you? Or potentially the second best striker in the world. Definitely in the Premiership. Obviously, Haaland is probably a little bit ahead of him, but it's hard to replace that. Spend the money on hiring the entire Bright. I like that. Do you know what it is, right? And I know everyone hates Dan Ashworth for what he did, but Dan Ashworth is showing how good he was, because Newcastle were in a very good place until he left, and then when Amanda left as well. So, and he's out of a job, isn't he? Or is he going back to the England setup? Which is a bit of a
setup, yeah.
Yeah.
Still in it.
I've heard that name mentioned a few times. Again, I don't know a lot about him. And Strand Larson is another name that's been mentioned, who would be a Wilson replacement from Wolves. Can't see Wolves selling him. They'll get relegated if they lose him. He scored 14 goals last season, I think it was, in a poor Wolves team. Yeah, you got to be careful with German strikers. They don't always do very well in the Premier League. Look at the one that went to Man United. That ended up at Burnley. Got to be careful. Barcelona free transfer, maybe 50 euros you're really broke because of Barcelona will always find a way, though. They always do. They just keep selling assets, and they sold the TV rights, didn't they? And they got how much money for that? Are you telling me there are only free strikers? No, there's not only free strikers in Europe, but there's. You're talking about replacing someone for Alexander Isak. So there are not many strikers who are up to that level. I mean, the guys we're talking about might get to his level, maybe, but they might not. It's a risk.
Yeah. So
if you're saying, oh, there are only free strikers in Europe, you tell me who we should get, because I'm lost at it. I have not seen him before. Again, that name's coming up quite a lot now.
Sounds like something Harry Potter.
Yeah. Voldemort.
Voldemort.
Now you can't afford Sesko, you go to Newcastle, I reckon. I hope he does. I would love Sesko. And the reason why I'd love to get him now is because Isak's going to go next summer. So you get him in now to learn the Premier League, to learn off Isak, and then Isak goes, and then you got Sesko, who's got a year's experience in the Premier League. Because how many times have we seen strikers come from abroad, really struggle in the first year or first 6 months, and then start to flourish? Yeah. So Drogba being one of them. He was terrible in Chelsea's first season, and then he flourished and became unbelievable. But there we go. I'm struggling to catch up with all the comments, to be honest with you. Get a loan for Soloff, Atletico. Again, is that an option? Personally, I think we'll cough up 150 million to sell Nunes, because you have a lot of players to play on the left and we don't really need Rodrigo. Just my opinion. Well, again, I mean, who's going to be right? Is it going to be Sky, or is it going to be Ben Jacobs? Ben Jacobs saying no second offer coming in. Sky is saying there will be a second offer. It's going to be interesting what happens over the next couple of days. There you go. Just got a new sponsor, 45 million a year, and we're getting 5 million a year. It just shows you how fixed football is, isn't it? Yeah, Liverpool are obsessed at the moment by us, because we've got the hottest property in the Premier League, really, haven't we? For me, as the best striker in the world, to replace him with a similar caliber player, you have to pay for the big bucks. If we're not prepared to do that, then we need to tell Isak he's staying. We are prepared to pay it, but we have to make sure Liverpool are prepared to pay what we want for Isak. And at the moment, they're not showing that at all. And I want all the money up front. I know it won't happen, but you get all the money up front, and the amortization on it is like times 5. So you can spend a load of money. It's crazy how it works. But this is where we are at the moment. We're at a crossroad, I personally think, in the project. We're either going to go left or we're going to go right. And it's very scary at the moment, because if we sell Isak and we haven't got a replacement, I think we're going left, and it'll be failure for a while. If we sell Isak, we have a replacement, or we keep a hold of him, I think we head towards the right direction. But it's going to be very, very, very stressful 2 weeks. I can't even remember when the window shuts, to be completely honest with you. But if it's still open,
September, like September 3rd, September 4th, or something like that.
Well, I would make them sweat as long as possible. Thanks, Robbie. It's getting there, mate. It's getting there. I just hope people stick around for other shows, and I hope everyone enjoys what we do. Just to let you know, we've raised almost nearly £1,000 on the raffle that we're doing. Obviously, we've got the big game on Sunday as well, which will hopefully raise a lot more money. We're trying to eclipse what we did last year, which was 3,500, I think it was. So we're trying to get it to 5,000. So come down to Newcastle Bedfield Football Club on Sunday. I've sorted sponsorship out, so I know Peter Beards is not a special guest anymore, which is such a shame. But that's the running of the day. 11 a.m. doors open, kids football game, soft play area, face painting. You know, there's food available to buy. There's drinks available to buy. There's loads of raffles. You know, it's just going to be a great day, and it's for Stanley Deaf Club and for Lily Foundation, the rare disease charity. It's just going to be fun. I'm playing in it. You can have a laugh at me. Sparky's playing in it. You can have a laugh at him. These are some of the prizes that are available in the raffle. There's also £25 Love to Shop vouchers, and there's also a personal meet with Peter Beardsley to get a signed shirt off him. You can ask him some questions and get a picture taken with him. But as it stands, guys, it's welcome back to Alexander Isak, because on Monday or Tuesday he's walking through the door. Sparky, shout it out.
Yes, Jordan Experience live and direct. The summer is arrived, and just let you know, we have started a tour guiding service. So from the 11th of August, if you are coming to Newcastle and you don't really know your way around, or you want to know about the area, or if you want to get clued up, come and see us for Jordan Experience tour. The future's bright, the future's black and white. Obviously, I just want to say thank you to Baz for his ongoing sponsorship, and obviously I just want to say through Black and White Eyes, absolutely brilliant what you guys do. As I say, it's really, really good to be working with you, and obviously this reach is going to be going out global, so we have got an app coming as well. So basically, when you do come to Newcastle, download the Jordan Experience app so you can pre-book your whole time in tune, so you can have an absolutely belter.
I love that. Then there's a Liverpool, before we get onto the other little bits, Liverpool fan says, please don't go into hiding when we sell them. We won't be going in hiding. We'll be straight online to discuss it and to wonder where we're going to go next, because we don't go into hiding. One player,
but the credit card who will be shopping us.
Exactly. And one player is not bigger than Newcastle United Football Club. We've seen it before in the past with big players leaving. We will carry on and we will get better. And then we will scare the crap out of you eventually. Don't forget about Diet Crow, Baz20 for 20% off. Link is in the description. Great family-run business for T-shirts and stuff like that. Do loads of stuff. And thank you for Henderson's Taxis. If you're in Stanley and you need a taxi, they're the people to call. Scan the QR code. Thank you for their sponsorship for the charity game. It's really, really appreciated. And let's welcome them back. Let's not be idiots. If Isak comes back and that's what we need, what's the good news, Baz? Amanda could be back. Amanda Staveley could be back. That is the good news. That is the only good news. I have had no transfer information, no good news about incomings or anything, to be honest with you. So other than Amanda Staveley could be coming back to this football club, which would be immense. That would get things moving. That would get us basically flying again. Yeah. And I want Isak back, but I want Isak with his head back. That's going to be the difference. Thanks, mate. I know you're a Liverpool fan, but there we go. At least I think he was a Liverpool fan. He was the one who was saying, don't go in hiding. Yeah, there it is. Please don't go offline when Isak leaves. We definitely won't. That's not what we're here for. Combat warm, Andy, exactly. But yes, thank you everyone for watching, commenting, giving us something to talk about. We've gone on longer than I expected, so thank you for that. The questions have been absolutely amazing, and of course to the Liverpool fans who have joined in, to the sensible ones, thank you very much for your questions. It really did help. To the ones obsessing about Isak, stop obsessing, guys. Just let it play out. Let's see how it works. Sparky, you've been amazing. Mo, thank you so much for coming on as well. I really, really appreciate it.
Thanks,
I will not be live for a little bit now because I will be kids all day tomorrow. But Sunday, I'll be travelling up to Brentford for the game The game will be streamed live, but Martin from the Mancunian Way will be looking after the channel. He'll be doing the commentary for it. So you can watch us idiots run around the pitch and fall over and probably need the defibrillator and probably need the gas tank. But thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks to you guys on screen. Absolutely amazing. See you all again very soon.
Yes, thank you very much for having us again, Baz. And obviously, thank you everybody in the comments. You've been an absolutely wicked bunch. I'll see you on Sunday. Support the cause. Get yourself some raffle tickets and come and see where we have a little kick-a-boos.
I love it. Thanks, Mo.
See you later, lads. Thank you very much.
See you later, Mo. Nice meeting you, mate.
You as well. Take care. Thank you.